Fascinatingly bizarre myths involving goddesses from India. Number 1. How the stars were made. The once roaming doer individuals, who have now gotten comfortable pieces of eastern India, tell a story of how the breeze impregnated an excellent, virginal goddess named Astangi Devi. The goddess, pregnant with twins, later birthed the divinities of the sun and the moon, Suraj, and Chandra. Around then, Earth didn't contain much in the method of feeding plants, so twigs were the solitary food people needed to eat. Astangi Devi needed to take care of her twins, something somewhat more generous than sticks and broken branches, so she designed rice, bamboo, and other delectable plants to feed her children. Sadly, one of the men on Earth got jealous of the extravagant food Astangi's twins had the option to eat, so he put a match to the goddess' harvests. As Astangi Devi raced to extinguish the flares, sparkles flew into the sky and made the stars. She at that point sent her youngsters, the sun and the moon, into the skies where they would be protected from the outrage of people. Number 2. How a lonely girl became loved throughout the world for eternity. In Madhya Pradesh, ancestral troubadours tell a story of a young lady named Tambaku. She longed to be cherished, however she was appealing to the point that no man needed to wed her. Tambaku's dad offered all that he claimed as a share for the one who might remove his little girl's despondency, yet even the guarantee of abundance was sufficiently not to persuade any man to be her significant other. Tambaku turned out to be so overwhelmed by her depression and wretchedness that she passed on of a messed up heart. When she was dead, the divine beings showed compassion for her, for it was them who had reviled her with such offensiveness. To offer peace for the torment and dejection Tambaku had endured during her life, the divine beings resurrected her as the soul of the tobacco plant so she could be adored by men all through the world for the remainder of time. If you like what to watch, please like, share and subscribe to the channel. Number 3. How marital issues create lightning. Married couples contend in some cases, that is an unavoidable truth. In any case, the consequences of these conjugal differences are seldom pretty much as epic as when Nimabatapa, a goddess of the Shurjikpan public, contends with her heavenly spouse. At the point when Nimabatapa drives her better half particularly crazy, he loses his cool and pursues her across the sky, making roar with his extraordinary footfalls. As Nimabatapa escapes from him, expecting to get away from his fury, lightning streaks from her private parts. What's more, this, women and courteous fellow, is the manner by which rainstorms are made. Nimabatapa isn't the lone goddess who makes awful climate with her woman garden when there is inconvenience in conjugal heaven. Chigamaram, the cascade goddess of the Miri, is somewhat of a braggart. She jumps at the chance to lift her skirts, sometimes to uncover her woman parts to her better half. At the point when she does this, lightning streaks from her private parts, which carries an entirely different importance to the expression blazing. Her better half is none excessively dazzled with his significant other's shameless conduct, so he spits at her. At the point when he does as such, his spit makes hailstorms on earth. Number 4. Why the sun crosses the sky every day. Usas, the Vedic goddess of the first light, has various, frequently conflicting stories told about her. Albeit numerous fantasies portray her lighting the path for the sun god, Surya, as he makes his day-by-day journey through the sky staying out of other people's affairs, others recount a totally different story. One legend about Usas tells how she rides her brilliant chariot across the sky at sunrise and uncovered her lovely bosoms, which fill the sky with light and quality. The sun god seeks after her constantly, urgent to violate the excellent Usas. This is the genuine explanation that the sun resolutely advances across the sky each day. Usas isn't lighting the route for him at everything except approaching her own business as the sun pursues her interminably. Nobody understands what will occur if Surya at any point figures out how to get Usas. Perhaps some new streams will be made. Number 5. How to save the world from an eternal solar eclipse. The Khasi public, a native clan who live in northern India and a few pieces of Bangladesh, tell a story of a tiger named Eucla who saw an excellent young lady named Kanam drawing water from a well. Eucla hauled Kanam to his nest to eat up her. Yet, when he understood that she was too thin to even consider making a decent feast, he chose to keep her and fill her out with confections until she was sufficiently enormous to fill his midsection. At the point when Kanam had developed into a lady, her captor welcomed every one of his companions around for the banquet he was planning, in which Kanam would be the fundamental course. Luckily for Kanam, a little mouse showed compassion for her and caused her departure, giving her headings to the cavern of an amphibian performer named Yuhainro. Kanam escaped the tiger's refuge. At the point when Eucla got back with his companions, they destroyed him, infuriated that their guaranteed supper had gotten away. Kanam wasn't faring far superior to her currently perished captor. The amphibian performer had favored her and changed her into a revolting frog-like animal with the goal that she could be his slave. The mouse again had compassion for Kanam and drove her to a mystical tree that arrived at all the path to the sky. In frog's structure, Kanam climbed the enchanted tree until she arrived at the realm in the sky where Kausini, the sun goddess of the Kausis, had compassion for the repulsive young lady and let her live in the toilet. At some point, Kanam eliminated her amphibian skin with the goal that she could brush her hair. Kausini's child saw her and began to look all starry-eyed at. The sun goddess took the amphibian skin and consumed it to remains, delivering Kanam from the performer's spell. Yuhainro became maddened and determinedly sought after the sun goddess across the sky for a long time, attempting to eat up her. At the point when he got and gulped her, the world's first sun-powered obscuration started. The alarmed individuals on Earth started shouting and pounding drums and cymbals. Yuhainro became apprehensive that a military was drawing closer, so he spat out the sun goddess and got back to his cavern. Yet, once in a while, he gets back to eat up her, trusting that individuals on Earth will be too occupied to even consider helping Kausini. Hence, admirers of Kausini accept that it is essentially critical to make a ton of clamor during a sun-powered obscuration. Something else, the sun goddess might be eaten up always by the malevolent amphibian performer looking for his retribution.